Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of The Man Shreks.
It's a commentary on Christian life and culture from Pastor's Wife and Her Sidekick. I almost forgot a little
That's me.
tagline there. Anyways, sorry about that.
I feel like it's like a running joke that we have to mess it up. Like
I didn't expect to mess it up, though. I just blanked on what our tagline was, and then I started tripping over my words. So,
well, I don't have any like banter or business, so let's just dive right in because I am really excited. We have some good stuff coming up for today. So, are you ready to approach the news desk?
I am.
Go ahead.
Oh, I get to go first. Okay. All right. So my first story is French cyclists create record-breaking GPS velociraptor.
Wait. What?
So a team of French cyclists broke the world record for the largest GPS drawing when they created an image of a velociraptor measuring 636 miles.
That sounds...
So they cycled in the shape of a velociraptor, and this is actually what it looks like.
Oh, so what they biked, the path drew a velociraptor on the
spanning
map.
over 600 miles.
I'm not going to lie. When you read that article, I was imagining that they had built a robot velociraptor that was riding on a bike.
That sounds way cooler than what they actually did, but this is pretty cool. So anyways, three French cyclists, not three, sorry, Florent Arnaud, Maxime Brugier, and Frank Delorme, Nicolas Meunier, and Jean Roule, I am butchering those names, I apologize.
I don't know, that sounded pretty good.
Created the GPS image by riding for a total of 43 hours and 47 minutes over the course of 6 days.
43 hours, holy smokes.
The cyclists were a member of a bicycling group. They passed through counties including Cher, Saône, et Loire. I can't pronounce these.
So this is all in French,
long since my French.
Right?
Yeah, so... The team said they chose a velociraptor for the image because it sounds like vélo, the French word for bicycle.
That's so cute. I love it.
It's really cute. So anyways, that's the story. They created a velociraptor by their cycling path did it in the course of 6 days, which is crazy.
I've been thinking about since we moved, I have yet to get out and do my jogging because I always used to jog in the same pattern.
Jog in a velociraptor pattern, make it more fun.
But I'm just thinking, I'm like, if you were a regular avid cyclist or an avid jogger or whatever, I feel like you get bored going the same routes over and over and over, or going in a circle, and it's like you want to spice it up, and so
make things a little more interesting.
I think that would be so much fun. It's like, all right, what am I going to draw today?
And then go back and look at your route. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's fun. That's really cute. Okay, so my first story kind of comes with a little bit of history. Okay, so you're familiar with London Bridge.
Yes.
Right? So the London Bridge is falling down, right? Do you know anything about the history of that thing?
Not so much,
Okay,
no.
so this is such a crazy thing. So this story, it's not even really a story. It's more just a factoid, right? But okay, so first off, London Bridge... The song London Bridge is falling down, apparently that little nursery rhyme has kind of a dark
I did know that, yes.
Yeah, it's in Norse and Viking stuff.
Yeah.
But there is a bridge in London, right, that fell all the time. It fell in 1281, 1309, 1425, 1437. It collapsed regularly, right? And so they took this older song about this Norse thing. It was about something about sacrifices and stuff, and it was kind of ugh. But they added the line "My Fair Lady," which was apparently a dig at Queen Eleanor. She was an unpopular queen at the best of times, but she was blamed for misappropriating bridge revenues and failing to use them for repairs. That's why it kept falling apart. She wasn't repairing
darn politician. Sounds very familiar to today's society.
Right? So they added that line, "My Fair Lady," to turn it into a dig at the Queen.
Wow, that's interesting.
So here's the crazy... So you just needed that backdrop of there used to be a bridge. It fell apart a bunch of times, back in the Middle Ages. It's still around. And it's in Arizona.
What?
London Bridge is located in Arizona.
What?
Lake Havana City, Arizona. Some historians think that this is an article from RoadsideAmerica.com. Some historians think that the American Empire peaked in 1969 when NASA put a man on the moon. But we would say that the peak happened a year earlier when the cash-strapped city of London sold its famous London Bridge to an American oil man. In 1968... the city of London sold London Bridge to a very, very wealthy oil man. Robert P. McCulloch, who also manufactured chainsaws, paid $2.5 million for the bridge. Then he paid another $7.5 million to have it pulled apart, crated, shipped to the U.S., and then reassembled as the centerpiece of a city that he was building in the Arizona desert.
What?
As a final gesture, he had the bridge declared an antique to avoid paying taxes on it.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Who knew this?
So it recently hit Twitter this past week.
Okay.
People have like rediscovered this fact. Because like I
so
said,
weird.
There is no news story here. It's just a crazy fact that I don't think like anybody was aware of. Like nobody knew that London Bridge is still around and it's out in Arizona.
That's so bizarre. I would have never ever guessed such a strange...
The bridge is 950 feet long and weighs 33,000 tons. It is sometimes confused with the more visually interesting Tower Bridge.
Right.
Which
And
is
I knew
not
that.
what we are talking about. That's a totally different thing. But this one is dated from the Middle Ages. It was actually built in 1831, the most recent version. The only thing that the bridge really has going for it is that the London Bridge name. But that was enough for McCulloch. He had it rebuilt on dry land. Then he had a mile-long river dug
created. Oh my gosh! Of course,
turning the Lake Havasu Peninsula into an island and giving the bridge a purpose.
Wow. This is so bizarre.
Right? Decades have passed since the bridge reopened in October 10th, 1971. It's been out in the Arizona desert since 1971, and the novelty of driving over London Bridge has passed for the Lake Havasu city, if not for its tourist. The Merry Old England Mini Resort. So there's a mini resort on the island that's built like Merry Old England. Right?
I gotta go there.
It sounds so fun. It was nearly built. It was built in the 70s. It was mostly bulldozed in 2016, but visitors can still buy a chip of the bridge glued to a card in one of the neighborhood gift shops, and a bronze statue of McCulloch stands on the bridge eastern approach, a permanent reminder to tourists of how it got there.
That is so bizarre.
Just I love the way this ends. It says, to the younger generation, London Bridge is not a symbol of American ascendancy. It's just the quickest route between the Burger King and the Javelina Cantina.
Oh my gosh. He bought it.
He bought it. What do rich people do?
And it cost
with
him
their
more money to transport it than it did to actually buy it.
Like a lot more money.
Actually, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
like I go
bricks.
somewhere and I buy something, and it always costs more to ship it than it does to actually buy the item. So darn you.
Like you couldn't ask for a heavier thing, right? It's bricks.
Literally.
Like, oh man.
33 million tons.
33,000.
33,000 tons. Sorry, why was I million was in my mind from the cost?
Project to get it across the ocean and then across America.
That's insane. All right, this next story is just so bizarre. It sounds like it should be a movie. Okay.
Nice.
This is an NPR article. A woman gets 21 years in prison for trying to kill her doppelganger with a poisoned cheesecake.
Poison. If you're going to kill someone, that is the most humane way to do it.
It feels like even more of a Hollywood film because it was a Russian woman trying to poison her almost identically looking Russian friend.
A doppelganger? Like, come on.
So a Russian woman living in New York was recently sentenced to 21 years in prison for poisoning her friend with a sedative-laced cheesecake, then stealing her identity and other valuables. She was trying to steal her identity.
So not just like, I'm killing you because you look like me, but I want to take your identity. Ooh.
So she was convicted in February. She's 47 years old for attempted murder, assault, and other charges. They announced her sentence this week after it's been nearly 7 years since this whole incident took place.
Yeah, the
justice system is a very slow process. So she's a con artist going to prison for a long time, trying to murder her way to personal profit and gain. The victim did survive and is finally receiving justice, but apparently this woman is extremely dangerous with a diabolical scheme, and she
used diabolical to describe a real life person. I mean, wow, that's amazing.
So it's just it sounds so strange. So she is a Russian national and will be deported after her release from prison. So after serving her 21-year sentence, she will be deported back to Russia.
Yep, I see that.
But she poisoned her friend in order to steal her identity so she wouldn't have to return to Russia, where she is wanted for a 2014 murder.
Oh my gosh. So this woman is like evil and murdered someone, then fled to America, then thought, I look like... So was the lady American?
No, her friend is... So it says, the story... This is part of the story. It says cheesecake incident. So the woman's name is Nasrayova, and she brought cheesecake over to a beautician, her friend, Olga Svik, I can't pronounce it, on August 28, 2016. So the two women were close in age. At the time, this woman was in her late 30s, and her friend, who's her beautician, was 35. Okay. So they were close in age and similar looking. So
the things women will do to be younger.
It says they were close in age and in appearance. Both had dark hair, the same complexion, very similar physical traits. They were both Russian speakers. The lady ate 2 pieces of cheesecake and then offered a third slice to her friend. Immediately, the woman felt sick after eating the cheesecake and she went to go lie down. The report says that she was violently vomiting, floating in and out of consciousness, and terrified something was wrong with her.
Well,
the last thing she remembered before passing out was seeing this woman, Nasrayova, walking around her room. So the next day, she, a friend of the woman who, was given the laced cheesecake, a different friend, discovered the woman unconscious in bed with pills scattered around her body as if she had attempted to kill herself.
Whoa.
So she was taken to the hospital for treatment. When she got home, she realized that her passport and employment authorization card were missing, as were other valuables in her possession. Law enforcement tested the cheesecake residue and the pills in the apartment and found that they were from a pill called phenazepam, which is a highly potent sedative that's available for prescription in Russia but not controlled in the U.S. So the woman apparently laced the cheesecake with the drug so she could steal the victim's identity and possessions and all of these things.
Oh my gosh, that really is like a plot of like a James Bond movie or something. Like, what on earth?
It says that Interpol had a red notice out for this woman. She was accused of killing a friend in 2014 and stealing the woman's life savings.
Oh my goodness, this is just like Black Widow.
She was on a list to be arrested for murder. She was, it's crazy. So it says private investigator Herman Weisberg told CBS that once in New York, this woman began working as an escort who would sedate her clients and then rob them of her jewelry and other possessions. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, it sounds like a movie. This cannot be real.
What's weird to me, this is the thing. Like, a little bit in my head, I don't believe people like this exist. Right? Like, it's like, no, that's from like movies and
playing
stuff.
into the Russian stereotype of the bad guy,
very
like
much
heavily.
So. It like so I know I'm not naive, right? I know the world is the world, but I feel like it's like, no, that's not real. That's fiction. That's absurd, right? That's something you watch in a movie or a TV show or read in a book that is way too crazy to be true.
Oh my gosh.
But the fact that these people are real just blows my mind.
Apparently one person who was a victim of this woman's stuff, it says, testified that she drugged him during a date. He woke up with $2,600 in unknown charges on his credit card and a missing watch.
Oh my gosh.
This woman was also arrested in 2017 on charges including attempted murder and grand larceny. How could she be arrested so many times and not actually be finally charged?
Man.
So, speaking to CBS News from Rikers Island, Nasrayova said Russian police were framing her for the 2014 murder that she had left Russia for. I am not a killer, she said. I am woman, only woman. And that's how the article ends.
Don't try to get us on that
I am woman.
Nonsense.
I am woman, only woman. And that gave me chills reading the end of that artitle. But this is just so bizarre. So
wow.
Try to kill your doppelganger with some laced cheesecake.
I'm just a little bit heartbroken that she chose cheesecake. Like, why couldn't she use something nasty, like a dessert that's gross or something, like
rhubarb pie or something?
No, I like rhubarb pie. How about peach, like a peach cobbler?
I like peach.
Yeah, no,
peach cobbler.
But cheesecake.
I know.
Come on.
I know. Ugh, it just gives you the chills thinking about it. Can
you imagine if someone you knew, someone you considered a friend, someone close enough to you that you would invite them over for cheesecake
dessert, yeah, and then tried to poison you and then steal your identity.
I mean, wow.
To say that you're innocent after all of these strings of crime is evidence. I'm sorry, your hand was in the cookie jar. It's pretty clear you're kind of a guilty person.
I don't know if she killed that lady, but it seems
like there's a lot of there's a lot of things pointing to this, and to say, oh no, I was framed for these things. It's like, no, you stole some people's stuff, and
this is done.
Pretty incriminating.
Wow,
isn't that weird?
An insane story. Well done. That was crazy. Very weird. All
What's
right.
your next one?
AP News, littlest intruder. Toddler crawls through the White House fence. Did you hear about this?
I passed by the article and I went, I kind of want to read it, but I didn't.
There's not much to it. It's very cute. So, I mean, we have little kids.
So it was Asher, right?
Yep, it was Asher
DC.
squeezed through the fence. But see, here's the thing. A kid gets away from you at church, or a kid gets away from you in the mall, or whatever. You go get them. It's no big deal. Kid gets away in the White House?
You
Big deal.
just have to wait for the security to...
Yep. So a curious toddler on Tuesday earned the title of one of the tiniest White House intruders after he squeezed through the metal fencing on the north side of the executive mansion. U.S. Secret Service uniformed division officers who are responsible for the security of the White House walked across the north lawn to retrieve the tot and reunite him with his parents on Pennsylvania Avenue. Access to the complex was briefly restricted while officers conducted the reunification. Officers briefly questioned the parents before allowing them to continue on their way.
Wow. Yes, we were actually sending our child in as a secret agent.
Yes.
It was a boss baby type situation.
This is he's secretly an
He was
assassin.
breaking in to the...
Yes. He's a covert spy. He was going to download some files for us. What, like... I feel like questioning at that point, it's like do you just have to
just walk
question
up and be
people?
like, so what were you guys thinking? Did you not put your child on the leash today? What? I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. We have a lot of kids and they get away from us a lot, but it's always been sort of we're at church, or we're with family, or we're at the zoo, and it's okay if they're running around a little bit. But this is like the one place where it's very not okay.
It would be like if we were in an art museum or something and the kids started running. I mean, not exactly like that.
No, but similar.
You're in a situation where it's like you need to be, there's protocol and stuff. And on the one hand, with our older kids, you can definitely like prepare them for that and like talk to them and they would understand. But for like Ezra and Asher, there would be zero recognition of that. It's like, this is just an environment that I'm in. I'm a kid and I'm operating on, my kid brain.
Right.
That's
Secret
what you
Service
do.
spokesman Anthony Guglielmi said officers encountered a curious young visitor along the White House north fence line who briefly entered White House grounds. The White House security system instantly triggered Secret Service officers and the toddler and parents were quickly reunited, he said in a statement.
That's cute.
This may be the first successful intrusion onto the complex since the White House fence was doubled in height, roughly 13 feet high now, in recent years after a series of security breaches. I wonder what they're talking about. While taller, the new fence has an additional inch of space between the pickets for a total of 5.5 inches between posts. 5.5 inches. I don't know. Asher's got a pretty big head. I'm not sure he could get through that.
Yeah, pretty big belly. I don't know that you could fit through that.
Other children have sometimes become stuck in the iconic barrier, which has also been the scene of demonstrations with protesters chaining themselves to the fence. So more commonly, they've had kids get stuck in the fence trying to squeeze through. But this kid was just small enough that he was able to squeeze through the fence.
It's impressive. It's a story for the grandkids.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I remember that one time you broke onto the White House? I am grateful. Like, I do think that's, it's a sort of a friendly, gentle testing of the security. It's like immediately the alarms go off, the guys come, recognize it's just a kid, reunite with the parents. How do you think they did it, though? Can't pass them back through the bars, I would imagine. Right? Can't get them over that. But they probably had to be like, meet us down here at this door or whatever.
I'm sure they carried him out of the area.
Of course. That makes sense.
You stay there, we'll get your child.
In
Don't
my brain,
try to...
a little bit, I was imagining the guy trying to stuff a kid back through the...
It's like if a kid went through the enclosure at the zoo. You don't invite the parents into the enclosure to get the kid. I realize I'm likening our president to a zoo animal, but that was not my intention at all.
That was good. I like.
However,
it is the same level.
You bring the child
right?
out of the enclosure to the parents.
Yeah.
That's the safest option for everyone.
Gosh, I could see it.
Although I don't really know how the toddler's gonna, create an unsafe situation for anyone.
I know that like the toddler's harmless, and I'm grateful that the guards were like, okay, this is a cute thing, we can deal with this, we can, my biggest fear would be, what if the kid gets scared?
Right.
Because it's a very serious situation.
Oh, it's an intense situation.
It makes me think of like the art museum. Like you freak out if your kid's about to touch the $3 million piece of art or whatever, and they're about to break it, and then you're gonna have to do what, right? And it's like, you freak out, and that scares the kid because they don't understand.
But if they get scared by a stranger, it's like a whole nother level of...
And so it sounds like this was fairly amicable and it was all right. But I thought it was a really cute little story.
That's really cute.
Littlest intruder. Well done, AP News.
As someone with a lot of kids, I could see that as being a very real possibility with us if we were ever out somewhere. So.
All right. Did you have a bonus segment for us?
I mean, I can read this one. It's just the headline alone is just
why not?
Dead birds get new life. New Mexico researchers develop taxidermy bird drones.
Ew. What?
This is a Reuters article.
Okay, read it to me again.
Scientists in New Mexico are giving dead birds a new life with an unconventional approach to wildlife research. They are taking birds that have been preserved through taxidermy and converting them into drones in order to study flight.
That is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, in order to study flight?
I think they're looking into studying birds.
Yeah,
But so the guy who's doing it is a mechanical engineering professor and is leading the project. He found that artificial mechanical birds had not given the result he was looking for, so he decided to use dead birds and make them into drones. They have to do reverse engineering to do it. Taxidermy bird drones, currently being tested in purpose-built cages at the university, can be used to understand the formation and flight patterns of flocks. In turn, can be applied to aviation industry, says the professor. If we learn how these birds manage energy between themselves, we can apply that into the future aviation industry to save energy and fuel.
Remember Bug's Life where they built the fake bird?
I know, that was exactly my brain. Literally, this thing looks like a Frankenbird, a Frankenstein bird with a drone inside. It's kind of terrifying, actually.
Drones do not operate on any level even close to what a bird does, right?
Can you imagine how robotic this bird's going to look with the fake dead eyes?
This is
Robo,
traumatizing.
Robo bird.
Well, and then if the birds are not, if they don't catch on, if they actually are fooled by this, that makes me feel like, wow, birds are really dumb.
It's just, apparently it says we've done experiments and determined that for our fixed wing aircraft, applying certain color can change the flight efficiency. And the same is true for birds. The current taxidermy bird prototype flies for a maximum of only 20 minutes. So the next stage is to figure out how to make it fly longer and conduct tests in the wild among living birds.
Stop sticking drones inside dead birds.
It's such a weird what was going through his brain when he was like, I got this great idea. Let's put bird drones, dead bird drones.
Well, and okay, so you get this idea to all right, we're going to put drones up in the flock so we can study them or whatever. You can just make a fake bird. Don't go taking dead taxidermied birds and that's weird.
It's just so bizarre.
Using dead birds to dress
they just created fake looking birds with other stuff, and then they decided no, we're gonna do it with taxidermy.
That's
they took real birds and then put devices into them to make them into drones, and it just, I don't know, it's a whole new level
of mad scientist.
That's what I mean. It's very Dr. Frankenstein-ish.
That's just weird.
Reanimating
nobody none of the funders or whatever, the research grants, and they were like, dude, that's just
we're pulling your grants this year. Your department's closed.
We think you're brilliant. We think you're onto something. It'd be good to learn from birds and flight patterns, and it will help aviation. But dude, you're weirding us out, man.
And in the movie version, it's played by Bill Murray.
I can see it. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
But isn't that just bizarre?
That was a good. I like that.
That was my freebie
bonus
this week.
Yeah. All right, you ready for Sponsor Your Life?
I am. So this past weekend was a fun little weekend. We kicked off all the good, fun, new things that we're up to this spring. But one thing we did was on Friday we decided to go check out downtown Midland because I needed to go down there to. I want to check out this cool toy store that I saw. And we went downtown Midland, and cute little downtown, perfect day for going. It was a little chilly, but we went to this cute toy store called Joyful Tantrum. And it was so cute. They had a great selection of
very nice selection.
Just a really nice selection of toys. It was probably on the pricier side, I would say.
Wow.
But really carefully curated, very it was very small town, small shop oriented. Like a lot of the stuff that they were selling were from like small businesses that they were getting their stock in from and stuff, and a lot of things that I saw that I would go back there and probably get.
Oh my gosh, it was so cute.
It was awesome,
and like it was super fun. We knew what we wanted. We were getting a little gift for our nephew. Good stuff.
Creative play. Like it wasn't like your typical like here's a bunch of light up plastic toys stuff. No. It was very. Like I said, it was very thoughtfully curated as far as what is actually good and beneficial and like a great toy store for kids, I think. So
yeah, it was really
it was
nice
fun.
store. It was and we got outside and it was a little chilly, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't raining. The sun was kind of out. So we went for a walk and a stroll down, and it was so fun. The boys had a great time.
They did.
We went to the park. We saw some people with ice cream, so that kind of hooked us in. We got a little ice cream. It was a good little day.
It was.
Yeah, joyful tantrums, which I think that is pretty cute.
Yeah, I thought it was cute. So, how about you? What's your sponsor?
All right, sponsor of my life is the AYSO soccer program. I have been a coach now for 2 years. I coached Liam last year for his very first season. He was in the youngest category. He loved it. He had a great time, and so now he's playing. But he got to the next level and was like, Dad, you don't need to be my coach. Like, it's okay. And I was like, all right, fine. And Amos was coming in, and he was a little nervous, so I was like, all right, I'm going to coach the littles again. And so there's a fall season and a spring season, and just this past Saturday, the spring season started, and it was wet and it was cold, but the kids had a blast. And I really like AYSO. They've got a great model. They put the coaches through all the training and the safety practices. They are really focused on fun and growth, and it's good for the kids. And it's a riot. It is so much fun. I'm coaching a team of a bunch of 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds, most of them, and they grow so much from the beginning of last season, like when we start in like September to now. I mean, they're passing to each other, they're growing, they're playing better, they're more focused on what the game is, and it's
fun to watch.
I really enjoy it. I like being a coach, and it's a lot of fun to like cheer my kid on, but then he's making friends with all these other kids, and plus it's just really cute.
It right? is. Like it is.
So AYSO soccer program, if you have a local one, I highly recommend it because it's well done. And Flushing has a really great program. We moved away from Flushing, but we're still...
But we're so dedicated that we are...
Well, we wanted them to finish it out with the teams that they had. So we're driving down. It's kind of a lot of driving, but...
I think it's worth it. It's
for this one season, I think so, yeah. And so they enjoyed it, both of them. Liam and Amos both had great games, and they just had so much fun, and it was really wonderful. So that is definitely sponsor of my life today.
Nice.
Okay, you ready for our game?
I think so.
Today we are going to play 5-second rule. Now, 5-second rule, aside from being something you see on like Jimmy Fallon or something like that, it's just a really classic, super fun game. Now, the way the game works is you are given a category, and you have 5 seconds to come up with 3 of that thing. We actually own the game, like the physical game, and so we're going to play it. But I don't know how to describe it. It's actually much harder than you think to come up on the spot very quickly for 3 of something. And so we're gonna go, and I don't know. Let's give it a whirl and see what happens when the Man Tricks play 5-second rule.
Okay.
And I don't have like a Bible spin on it or anything.
Yeah,
I just think it's a great game.
All right. You want to go first? Name 3 things to do on a job interview.
Talk, dress up, answer questions.
Wow, that's really good.
That was I said the same thing. Name 3 spices.
Oregano, paprika, garlic.
Ooh, good. You did. You got to that third one. You were watching the timer, though.
I was so distracted by the timer. It's a spinning, not orb. It's a spinning, tube that makes sound, and the beads go down.
Yes.
I don't know what it is.
I don't
so
know
distracting.
If they can hear that. Yes, it's definitely mesmerizing.
Name 3 types of sharks.
Hammerhead, great white, and orca. Right? Is that a shark?
An orca is a whale.
It's a killer whale. Shoot.
They're mammals.
Yeah, that was... Yep. Shoot.
That's okay. You could have said goblin shark or tiger shark.
Oh, yeah.
Or
no, swordfish.
Nurse shark.
Tide shark. Yeah, I could have said tiger shark.
That's okay.
Okay.
So traditionally when you play this game, if you don't get it, it goes to the next person, but they can't say the things that you said. They have to come up with 3 new things.
Oh, that's impossible.
It's really hard. We played this game with my brother and sister-in-law one time because they introduced us to this game originally.
Nice. So. Yeah, that's right. They did. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Name 3 types of salad.
Pasta salad, garden salad, Caesar salad.
Ooh, nice. Pasta salad. Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know why that came to mind first. I like carbs, so pasta salad. Oh, this is a good one. Are you ready?
No.
Okay.
All right, go.
Name 3 nursery rhymes.
Oh, Mother Goose. Something about a shoe. Something about a spider.
And in this collection, something about... What is this, a Friends episode? The one about the spider.
Okay, wait. Help me out. What was the one with the shoe? The little old lady?
There was an old man. There was an old man who lived in a shoe.
No, it was an old lady who lived in a shoe with a bunch of kids, right?
No. Mother Hubbard. No.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the swallowed a fly thing.
You're thinking of the lady who swallowed a fly.
That's not it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. See what I mean? It just freezes
now you're
up your brain.
confusing me.
All right. There was one with a spider, and there was one with a shoe. I know that. And then there's the one with the cow jumping over the moon. There you go. There's 3. It only took me 2 minutes.
I was going to say, there was a lot of talking happening there.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Name 3 things found in a toolbox.
Wrench, screwdriver, hammer.
Man, easy.
Name 3 types of donuts.
Ooh, jelly, cinnamon roll, and cream filled.
That was not specific at all, but yes, I'll give it to you.
That's what they're called. The
jelly.
yeah.
Cream
Oh,
okay.
I should have said like the apple fritters. That's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Apple fritters and cinnamon rolls.
All right.
Name 3 landmarks in Washington, D.C.
The White House, the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Memorial.
Oh, yep.
I've never been to Washington, D.C.
It
It didn't. I've never been to Washington, D.C. So
no, but it's pretty famous, right? Like Jefferson Memorial, Lincoln Memorial, all those museums, the National, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. I said the Washington Memorial, didn't I? I meant Washington Monument.
Oh, yes. I'm sure that's what you meant. No, you said Lincoln Memorial and Washington Monument, didn't you?
I thought I said Washington Memorial. I don't know. You'll have to go back and listen to it.
Yes.
Anyways, okay, you ready?
I'm so ready.
This is so you. You'll get this in no time.
Awesome.
Name 3 superheroes.
Oh, Batman, Superman, Aquaman.
It's like way too easy. How is this a red
I got
card?
it done in 3 seconds. This will be tricky. It's actually not that hard, but you just
for
have
me
that clarity of mind. All right, name 3 types of wild cats.
Cougar, panther, and mountain lion.
Yeah, nice.
Is a cougar and a mountain lion the same thing?
Yes.
Puma.
What are you doing? You could have said, puma. You could have said lion or tiger or like there's
bears.
lots.
Oh my.
No, bears are not wild cats.
I know.
Come on now.
I know. Okay, are you ready for this one? This is also totally up your alley. Okay.
I'm ready.
Name 3 video games.
Ooh, BioShock, Dead Space, Halo. Dishonored.
Okay, 3, JJ. Don't be an overachiever. Okay.
I think it'll be easier for you.
Okay.
More difficult for me because I don't know who's dead. Name 3 deceased actors.
Alan Rickman. Why is my brain not working?
Yes! Oh, we got the brain freeze. I'm so proud. I was thinking Audrey Hepburn, Robin Williams.
Wow.
Those are the ones we were just talking about.
We were just talking about those people recently.
We've just been on a kick, listeners. We were on a kick with Robin Williams and introducing goofy Robin
We were
Williams.
trying to explain that to our
kids.
6-year-old who, I mean, his only interaction with it would have been Genie from Aladdin. And we were like, remember how funny he is in that? And then we were realizing our 90s childhood experience of Robin Williams, whose comedy is actually pretty gross. If you've ever listened to his stand-up, it's terrible.
Really bad.
However, we were like, oh, yeah, you wouldn't know who Robin Williams is.
Nope. I mean, he's never seen Mrs. Doubtfire or Flubber or any of those. So,
all right, ready?
Ready.
Name 3 sauces.
Ooh, Alfredo sauce, pasta sauce, and that's it. That's the only 2 that exist in the whole planet.
I'm surprised you didn't say hot sauce or barbecue sauce or something like that, man.
Once your brain unlocks,
I know, it's
no
crazy.
problem.
You remember it after.
I think this one might be actually kind of hard.
Okay.
Name 3 types of chairs.
Office chair, easy chair, and desk chair?
Sure.
An office and a desk chair are the same thing, aren't they?
They are.
Should have said folding chair.
Yep, or a rocking chair.
See?
Right?
There it is.
There it is.
Name 3 things you might find in the garage.
Oh, car, lawnmower, fertilizer.
Pretty good.
Nice.
None of those things are in our garage.
No, nope, not at the moment. All right. Name 3 daytime TV shows.
Judge Judy, All My Children, and I don't know. I don't watch TV. Okay.
What? I'm going to do this one just because I think it'll be funny.
Okay, this next one for you is name 3 dinners that make good leftovers.
Ooh, meatloaf, tacos, spaghetti.
Meatloaf makes good leftovers?
Yeah, man. You just don't like meatloaf. I don't
like meatloaf.
It's good.
You got to do the little stick, though. Okay, name 3 types of paper.
Cardstock, postcards. No, they're the same. I don't know. Copy paper, colored paper,
wrapping paper, tissue paper, construction paper.
Oh, I did not think of those as papers.
Paper,
nice.
Copy paper. Nope. That was really good.
Name 3 things found in a classroom.
A teacher, a student, and a desk.
What?
It's true.
Yes, that's very good. I did not expect that.
All right, this next one's kind of fun. Are you ready?
Yes.
Name 3 pet peeves.
Nail biting, boogers.
You know you're struggling when you just throw out one word answers. Nail biting, boogers.
Those are pet peeves.
Not picking your nose.
Well,
so boogers are
the booger is what's bothering me. That's my pet peeve. You have boogers.
First of all, it's boogers.
I love that. That's a
no. Okay. It's the same argument I will make for boogers, root beer, and roof. They have 2 O's.
Yep, I'm with you.
It's not boogers, rough, and root beer. You don't pronounce them like that. You're a monster.
We're a year into this podcast before we ever mentioned that that's how you pronounce that word.
Okay, that's one of my pet peeves.
I love it. And I want the world to be aware that they're all doing it wrong. Boogers.
Boogers.
Our poor children are so confused though, because you say boogers and I'm over here saying boogers, and that's just very confusing.
There's a reason I teach them at home and not you. All right.
So
anyways, what you're looking for is.
Oh my gosh, this podcast is so much fun to make. I always look forward to recording. It's a blast. I love making it with you, and I hope listeners that you guys enjoy listening to it. I know there's dedicated people who are out there listening every week. I can't. Every time I check and I'm like, oh, I wonder if anybody's downloading. We get downloads every week, and it's like, huh.
You can't just keep downloading it again and again, JJ.
It's me. It's just me. I'm out there just clicking download again so I can drive up our ratings. Because it's very important that we make tons of money and become famous from our podcast.
We have made 0 money. Although people have donated to our GoFundMe, which was very generous of them.
Yeah. Oh, there is still a GoFundMe if you want to donate to that. We are looking this year to, we want to buy 1 more microphone and a little bit of equipment just so that we can get these audio fluctuations ironed out.
Yeah, we had some issues last week.
We did. It was driving me crazy.
But, thanks so much to Music Town for the use of our theme song. We appreciate that.
You ready to send us out with the mom joke of the week?
I am. So, which Disney princess would make the best judge?
I have no idea.
Snow White, because she is the fairest of them all.
Cute. I like it.
That was a mercy laugh.
It was.
See everyone next week, everyone. Bye-bye.